Why did The Guardian, one of the world's most influential newspapers, single out BTS's Jimin while countless global celebrities were present at the same high-profile event? Why was he the one name highlighted, photographed, and discussed, while others, equally famous and powerful, remained in the shadows of editorial silence? The decision was not accidental, and the implications behind it may be far larger than fans or even critics are prepared to admit. The question begins with a striking fact. Jimin was the only ambassador whose image appeared in The Guardian's coverage of Dior's most spectacular presentation this season. This detail, though seemingly small, carries immense symbolic weight. Fashion events are filled with icons, brand representatives, models, and artistic leaders, yet Jimin was placed at the very center of international attention. The editorial choice suggests a calculated decision that goes beyond personal style or celebrity presence. It reveals a larger narrative. Jimin has transcended the usual framework of K-pop stardom and entered the rare space where Western institutions recognize him as a cultural benchmark. Such recognition is not easily granted. The Guardian has a reputation for critical curation, not superficial fascination. When they decide to spotlight a figure, it often signals a deeper acknowledgement of influence, relevance, and symbolism. Why then Jimin? Why not one of the many Hollywood names or European aristocrats attending the same show? The answer may lie in Jimin's ability to collapse the barriers between regional fandom and universal artistry. He is no longer a performer confined within the structures of K-pop. He has become a global fashion and cultural presence, someone who embodies both the precision of Eastern discipline and the fluid elegance demanded by the Western fashion sphere. The choice reflects a shift in global media perception. Western outlets, historically cautious or selective in their portrayal of Korean idols, are now moving beyond casual mentions to definitive recognition. Jimin, with his dual role as a Dior ambassador and a figure synonymous with artistic elegance, fits perfectly into this new framework. The Guardian's selection was a declaration. He is not simply a participant in the event, but the figure that defines it. This is a rare elevation, placing him in a league where his presence is not just acknowledged but actively framed as essential to the narrative. The implications extend beyond fashion. By choosing Jimin as the sole visual representation, The Guardian signaled an alignment of artistry, influence, and credibility. Unlike fleeting social media trends that highlight multiple names at once, editorial space in a publication like The Guardian is curated with surgical precision. Their editors, aware of the weight of every image and every name, deliberately centered on Jimin. This is not the result of chance, but the outcome of internal discussions on relevance, symbolism, and market influence. But what made Jimin stand out in that very moment? Observers present at the Dior show noted his calm, yet commanding presence. He was not loud, nor did he seek the spotlight with flamboyant gestures. Instead, he displayed a refined composure that paradoxically drew more attention than theatrical performances could. His demeanor reflected a balance of humility and authority, an unusual combination in the celebrity world where excess often overshadows authenticity. It was this equilibrium that not only captured the photographers, but also the editorial board of The Guardian. Jimin's unique cultural positioning cannot be underestimated. He embodies a convergence of East and West, not through forced adaptation but through an authentic resonance with both worlds. His artistry in BTS introduced him as a performer of immense versatility, someone who can switch from high-energy choreography to delicate emotional delivery. Fashion houses, including Dior, recognize this duality as a powerful tool for representation. Now, Western media outlets are following suit, recognizing him not only as a performer, but as a cultural mediator whose presence speaks across boundaries. There is also a strategic dimension. Global media operates with awareness of readership appeal. Featuring Jimin guarantees a reaction. His fanbase, immense and engaged, ensures amplification of any mention. But The Guardian's choice was not merely a strategy to chase clicks. The tone and style of the article indicated something more: respect. The coverage positioned Jimin not as a fleeting figure for traffic, but as a subject of cultural relevance. The move elevated him from being an object of fandom to a figure of intellectual and artistic consideration. This creates an inevitable question: why him, and why now? The timing of the coverage is crucial. BTS is currently in a transitional phase, with members focusing on solo projects and individual endeavors. The international media has, at times, attempted to frame this period as a challenge to the group's dominance. Yet Jimin's selection by The Guardian suggests the opposite: that even in moments of separation, the individual power of BTS members can command global stages. Among them, Jimin has emerged as the one who seamlessly integrates into high-fashion spaces with a sophistication that Western audiences and editors cannot ignore. The Guardian's editorial decision also exposes the growing recognition of Korean cultural diplomacy. The global rise of K-pop is not only about music, but about the cultural ecosystem surrounding it: fashion, art, language, and even politics. In this context, Jimin represents more than Dior's ambassador. He symbolizes the success of Korean soft power in entering spaces once dominated exclusively by Western icons. By selecting him, The Guardian implicitly acknowledged this global shift, one that places Korean figures not as outsiders seeking validation, but as central participants shaping the discourse. It is no exaggeration to say that this moment marks a turning point. When global media selects a single representative image from an event, it shapes the memory of that event for readers worldwide. Historians of culture often emphasize the importance of such editorial choices because they define which faces, which names, and which presences will be remembered decades later. Jimin, in this case, has been immortalized not only as part of Dior's show, but as the defining image of it. The ripple effect of this choice will extend across fashion archives, cultural analysis, and the broader conversation of East-West representation. Some may question whether this attention is temporary. Yet, the trajectory of Jimin's career suggests otherwise. His consistent presence in high-fashion narratives, combined with his musical credibility, builds a multidimensional profile that few global celebrities can claim. He is not confined to a single industry. His image resonates across multiple cultural spaces simultaneously. This versatility ensures that when institutions like The Guardian make editorial choices, his name will naturally rise above others. The psychological impact on audiences is also worth analyzing. Fans, already highly engaged, view this selection as validation of their long-standing belief in Jimin's global significance. Meanwhile, casual observers unfamiliar with the nuances of K-pop are introduced to him